What's up, YouTube? It's Ghostrider15 here, back at it again with another Edison Format video. And today's video is going to be a duel review between me and my good friend AJTBLS. I'm going to be playing Vayu Turbo and he's going to be playing Hero Beat. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I win RPS. I'm going to go first, of course. There's no reason to go second in Edison Format. You always draw 6. So my hand is Card Trooper, Vayu, Deep Prison, Dad, Necro Gardener, Dust Shoot, which is a decent hand. It's not broken, but it's not bad. I think I want to start off with the Card Trooper because I want to get my engine going. So I go ahead and do that. I mill Allure, TT, and Raiko, which is not a good mill. I want to be milling Necro Gardenas, Plague Spreaders, Vayus, Sirocco's. So I just pass 2 and go ahead and pass turn. Or set 2 and pass turn. Next, I flip up the Trap Dust Shoot. Look at his hand, and he only has 1 monster, so obviously I'm going to be sending that back. Besides that, he has 2 Miracles, Torrential, Bottomless, and Hero Blast, which is a pretty bad hand for him. All of these cards, well, most of these cards don't do anything without a water monster in the graveyard or alias in the graveyard. So this is not great for him. He sets 2, and I'm pretty sure I know what those cards are. There's no reason for him to set bluffs when I know his whole hand. So I decided to go ahead and mill 3 because I need to keep my engine going, and 1900 is very strong. I end up milling the Plague Spreader, which is great. I can end up using that later on. I don't want to use it right now. There's no point. He has a TT, and I don't want to synchro this away. I don't get anything out of that. So I just attack. He takes it. I set the Vayu hoping that he plays into the Torrential during his turn. He just sets 1 and he passes it back to me. Here I draw into Sirocco. I can tribute off this Vayu and force out the TT, but I don't like that. I'd rather force him to use the TT during his turn if he has to, and I get to save more resources that way. So I just go ahead and mill 3. I mill Sirocco, which is okay. Now I just need a mill Vayu. I flip it up, hoping to apply more pressure here. He's thinking about using that TT. He does not use it, which I understand. This is not a good TT for him at all. I'm not going to commit more to the field, knowing he has that Torrential. He summons Honest here, which I'm not sure is correct. Like, Honest has 1900 defense. This Card Trooper can't get over it. And if I want to get over this, I'm going to have to commit more to the field. But he has that TT. So I don't really think this is correct. I guess he's afraid of me milling more good cards with Trooper, but I don't know. I think at this point, just walling with the Honest is better. He attacks, and I activate the Deep Prison because I know he doesn't have any answers to this field, and I'm going to keep applying pressure. He sets 1 and passes. I draw into Bottomless, and I start off by milling again. Not a good mill, but it's fine. I already have him in a spot where I want him. He takes both, and now he's at 700. He won't be able to be taking more life point shots anymore. He has to respond to this board. he doesn't have an answer, so he just scoops it up. On to game 2. So my hand is Bottomless, Burial, Trap Dust Shoot, Necrogardna, Raikou. It's okay. It's not a bad hand, but it's not broken. I can do something with this. Finally, he top decks into, or he starts off with his E-Call into Stratos, which is exactly what Hero Beat wants to do turn 1. He sets 2 and passes it to me. I draw into Caius, and he activates Dust Shoot. This is pretty bad for me. So he takes the Necrogardna back to my deck, which I don't know is correct because I think Raikou is a better card to send back. I can actually mill something good and pop his back row to do something on my turn. But maybe he has an answer to this Raikou. So now I use my own shoot, and looking at his hand, now I know why he didn't send the Raikou back to my deck. He has the Nobleman across out to banish all copies, and along with that, he has the Eternal Tribute, the Dust Tornado, the E-Call, and the Alias we already know about. So of course, I'm sending back the Alias, the only target. He activates E-Call for Sparkman, which is a very interesting choice. I don't think I've ever seen that in Hero Beat. I'm not sure why he plays it. I guess it has like some synergy with Honest, but that's really about it. So he normal summons the Sparkman, and I have to bottomless this knowing that he has the knock in his hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm forced to bottomless here. I have no other way to protect my life points. So this is not looking good for me at all right now. The Caius and the Burial isn't going to do much. I top deck Deep Prison here, so I know he has a Dust Tornado set. So I had to set both the Burial and the Deep Prison, hoping that he doesn't snipe the Prison. I shuffle my hand a bit. And unfortunately, he hits the Deep Prison. The good thing is he only has Stratos, so he can't apply a lot of pressure here. I draw into Judgment, which isn't the best here. Like, I don't want to be even lower on life. But regardless, I still have to set it. He just decides to swing, which I'm fine with. Now I draw into Greffer, which isn't the best, but at least it lets me do something with this brick hand of Caius. Activate Prio. He bottomlesses here, which is a good play because I have no way of making Armed Wing. Now here I have to send the Necrogardna because if he summons any monster, I'm pretty much cooked. I guess I have the Solemn, but it's going to get ugly pretty quick if he summons too many monsters, and I need a way to negate at least one battle. He crows my Necrogardna, which looks pretty bad, but I actually have a way to get back the Necrogardna. I have the Burial, so it's not that bad. Here he summons Breaker, and I have to use this Judgment. Like, I can't leave this monster on the field. That's just too much pressure that he's going to be applying. So I go ahead and use the Judgment. And now when he enters battle phase, I activate the Burial. And I use the Gardna. That's the only way I'm able to keep myself alive in this duel. Here I draw Greffer, which is really bad. I just have to set it and hope he does not draw a monster for game. He doesn't, so I get to live for another turn. Finally, I actually draw something that can stop this pressure. Um, the back row is scary though, but I don't have much of another choice. I can't set the Sirocco, it's just gonna die. So I have to normal summon it. So here he activates TT, which tells me that back row behind Stratos isn't something that's actually gonna stop me from doing stuff. It's not bottomless, it's not deep prison, it's not mirror force, it's not compulse. So it's probably something dead that he just can't use at the moment. Luckily for me, he just sets another back row and passes. And here I draw into Lila. So Lila I think is a really good card here. He has two back rows, and if you've noticed, my right goals are banished. I don't really have a way to mill right now besides Card Trooper, and I need to get my engine going. And at the same time, this gets rid of the back row, so it's doing 2 for 1 at the same time. It's a really good card in this situation, assuming the back row isn't real. I have to try because I'm really low on life. And I target the old one because that's the one that I assume is more likely to be a dead card. And he has Hero Blast, but he has no Alias Engrave. So it is a dead card. I mill 3, and I end up hitting a Plague Spreader, which is pretty good. It's not the best. I actually wanted to mill something like Vayu instead, but at least it's something. Oops. So he just drew and passed, and then on my turn, I set the Typhoon and pass. Typhoon actually isn't great here because I already have something that can pop back row. But the thing is, this Lila can't actually switch to attack mode yet, so I can't do it just now. The good news is I still get to mill 3. And then finally, I mill double Vayu, which is exactly what I want. I can actually start playing Yu-Gi-Oh now because I have a Sirocco and Vayu in the graveyard. I can start doing some Vayu Turbo stuff. Here he top decks into Future Fusion, which is okay with me because I have this MST. I can't let this Future Fusion resolve because it's going to send an alias to his graveyard. That makes Hero Blast live. And he also gets to send a Water Monster, and that makes Miracle Fusion live. So I need to keep those cards as dead as possible for as long as I can. And now, finally, I get to switch my Lila back to attack and use the effect again. And it's another dead Hero Blast. And this Armageddonite that I top deck is actually really good. I get to send another Sirocco to the graveyard. That way I have double Sirocco, double Vayu. This is going to apply a lot of pressure on him, and he has to respond within his next turn. So here he doesn't have Gores, which is perfect. And now I get to mill again with Lila. But at this point, milling isn't the greatest thing. I already milled everything I've needed. I have the Plague in the Grave. The Vayus are banished. The Siroccos are banished. The Garden is banished. I guess I still have one Vayu left, so that's about it. Yeah, so see, here I don't mill anything good, so not the greatest thing to mill. He top decks into DD Warrior Lady, which I'm perfectly fine with. That's not gonna do enough. He takes, or I take 100. He sets 2 and passes turn. Um, so I'm pretty sure these are bluffs because the card he just drew this turn is DD Warrior Lady, I'm pretty sure. Or else he would have done something the turn before with the DD. And setting 2 also makes it more obvious that they're bluffs, so there's no point of me not going all out here. I draw into charge, which doesn't do anything here, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter at this point. So I go ahead and attack, and that's game. I ended up taking the match 2-0 versus my good friend AJTBLS. So if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. This is Ghost Rider 15 signing out.